So in case you're not smart enough to know on your own not to sit on a 2,000-year-old sewage system, here you go. Our next stop was Split, a historic city on the Adriatic Sea, just a few hours' drive from Plivice Lakes. Late August on the Croatian coast was incredibly hot. We're from Florida, so you would think hot would be no problem, but we're just not used to spending all day out in the heat. And what we mean by air conditioning and what Croatia means by air conditioning is just not the same thing. So it's 3:30 and we're back in our what must be a Soviet-era hotel room that we're staying at in Split. I'll give you a tour later. It is so hot.
That's what you said.
It's so hot and there's so many people. This is our air conditioner in our room. And it's so hot here. The old town in Split grew out of and around Diocletian's Palace, the retirement home of the Roman Emperor Diocletian.
Diocletian, my man.
Which was built in the 4th century AD. It's really worth seeing and in some ways allows you to step back in history to Roman times. Since it's a functioning part of the city full of shops and restaurants, you actually have a chance to walk through history as you stroll the narrow streets. We happened to be there during Diocletian days, so we got the chance to see historic reenactments with performers in period dress.
Pauline and I took a walking tour that helped us understand some key points about the city's architecture over the past 2,000 years. We also learned to plan our day better so that we were outside in the morning and evening and then found cooler things to do in the middle of the day, like museums or exploring the underground part of the palace.
To point out here, we had some of the workmanship marvel that happens here. So we are standing in a round room, and you have blocks that have been individually cut to fit together, and they have little notches in them so that each one will fit together. So this one here needed a little notch here to fit up into that one. And that is truly remarkable.
Gary and I took a day trip to the Fortress of Klis, which is a medieval stronghold located just outside of Split. Some of you may recognize it as a filming location for Game of Thrones, a TV show that neither one of us has ever seen. They had an easy-to-follow, self-guided tour, as well as a very well-organized museum dedicated to the history of the fortress. So Gary, do you have any words of wisdom or advice for our viewers?
Don't jump. A highlight of our day trip to Klis was eating at a restaurant that prepared their lamb outside on a spit. That means slow and tasty. And that brings us to our favorite part of any trip, the food.
Eating in Split was a treat. It may actually be impossible to get a bad meal while you're there. Seafood is fresh, plentiful, and locally sourced. We also tried peka one evening, which is a traditional method of Croatian cooking where the food is prepared for hours under a dome covered with hot coals. Oh, and this little place was so busy that they ended up letting us stand outside with our beers while we were waiting for a table. We ended up having a really nice meal of fried fishes and squid there. And when traveling in Split during the summer, we recommend having cold beverages, snacks, and ice cream on the promenade, and then eating your meals a block or two away from the town center in the smaller, cozier, and less expensive restaurants.
There's a part of Split where wealthy people come to spend time being seen and enjoying the good life. Some of the yachts docked here are impressive in size and accommodation. Some even have security posted to keep the regular folks like us from taking too close a peek. There's no shortage of pretty ladies, and they're much older, much less attractive male companions that may have you guessing, how big is his yacht? Several folks asked me if that blue one was mine.
Now it's time to split, and head north to Rovine. Konoba, where we had a fine dinner.
Yep.
And Varos, where we had a fine dinner.
Got someone coming up behind me.
You shall not pass.
Us leaving Split. Saying goodbye to Split.
Goodbye, Split. It was nice knowing you.
We're gonna split this town.
We're splitting.
Hey!
One butt cheek. Two butt cheeks.